Alrighty. First thing we're gonna do, break loose the lug nuts. 19 millimeter. All right. I will have every tool needed to complete this job, which is a strut. As I showed you in the previous video on the cam, you can clearly see that I can move the shot. The strut. And it ain't supposed to be running working like that. It don't operate like that. That's not how a strut operates. And for those of you in the live stream, yeah, no, you can see. How you know it's the strut? Real mechanics do real shit. All right. Excuse the language in that live. Now, first thing you're going to want to do is step one is to have the tools. Step two is to take this wheel off. How do I take the wheel off? I actually do. For these 2000 Chrysler Brains and some other cars, 19 millimeter, and a pry bar. Pry bar for what? Makes it easy. 19 millimeter pry bar. I'm doing streaming for the DIY channel. Well, I'm doing a video and I'm streaming to another channel. So that's why you might hear dual talk here. So the first thing you're going to want to do before you even jack the car up is get your socket on there. And it's easier to get you a pry bar because I can unloosen these stubs by hand. One hand. All right. Break the studs loose. That's what we want to do. Like I said, and I know I'm blocking the camera, but as you can see, I broke the studs loose. You know what I mean? Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Now, that's that. All right. Let's keep my 19. Okay, let's keep my 19. Let's keep my 19 millimeter. Got an invalid. Air tool. If you do not have an air tool, you can still complete this job with a 4-way. Air tool calls for a compressor, air hose, compressors over there. Bam. So, before I start really removing the tires, what I want to do, is grab your 4-jack. Grab your 4-jack. All right. Grab your 4-jack. And which way did they go? Which way did they go? Huh? And make sure you got some jack stands. I just happen to have a bunch of 2-ton jack stands, which this car more than, this will help me out and do the job, and it's more than enough. All right. So get your jack stands ready, get your jack ready. All right. And then what you want to do is find a good spot on your frame to actually jack it up. All right. So if you're scared to get dirty and get on your knees, no funny bunny, then I don't know what to tell you. And find a proper secure spot on the frame to actually jack it up. Make sure that you break your lug nuts first, because you're not going to be able to do it once you jack the car up unless somebody is pressing on the brake. Just break them loose before you even jack it up. You hear the rubber crackling? That's the rubber crackling. Best thing to do is get it up high enough. Don't not only trust your jack, make sure you have jack stands handy. Find another first spot on your jack stand. On your frame. This is for safety reasons. Working up under these cars can be dangerous, including death. You feel what I'm saying? See how shit shift? It happens. Once you find a secure spot that you're comfortable with, get your jack stand in place, lower the car down. It's no longer being supported by the jack. You just put a couple notches on it so that I have two forms of support. All right. Let me turn my air compressor on. It's already charged up. I just shut the line down. So the next move, air tools are always better. If you don't have air tools, you can manually do it. Just that quick, the tire is off. Get the tire, of course, out your way. All right. Now we see what we're working with. All right. Everybody who knows how to perform this work does it a little bit different. I'm going to do it the way that I do it. Now, what I'm going to do is, because I know that jack is secure, I'm going to take this jack, put the jack under the hub assembly itself. Understand that this is under pressure. All right. All right. So I'll get to that in a second. So let's see. Which way do I want to go first? You know what I'm going to first do? First thing I'm going to do is unbolt the 4 bolts up here on the housing. And I'm not even for sure which size that is at the moment, but let's find out. I'll have everything listed in the beginning of the video. 18 millimeter. So I got this under pressure. I'm going to take my 19 millimeter off, put my 18 millimeter on. My hose won't reach. What happens when your hose don't reach? What happens when you got an air hose but it won't reach? Just grab an extended air hose. You just grab an extended air hose. And then you connect that to that. Just like that. You grab the other end. Don't let your tubes fall through, because sometimes they get stuck in the motor compartment. I can take the extension off of that. sometimes you run into that problem. Have to tighten down the specs, so you end up having to. They have it over tightened actually, and sometimes your air hole, your air ratchet, will not loosen it. So grab your breaker bar. Grab your breaker bar. You know what's crazy? I apologize for the camera over here. Let me show you what I'm doing. I'm taking the 4 bolts off here. 3 is already off. This one is a little bit too tight, so I have to use. Movie recording has been stopped. We'll start again. Now, what I'm doing right now is taking these 4 bolts off. I already taken 3. Took 3 off. This other one, I need to use a ratchet and a pry bar because somebody over tightened this one, but not the rest. So that's what I'm doing right now. Alrighty. I just need to break it loose a little bit. Once I break it loose, I can go back to there. Now that the 4 bolts is out of there, let's to the beat up there. Now, let's go ahead and move my air hose out the way. All right. Should have put on my gloves, but I didn't. I guess, oh well. All right. And it's cold out here. Anyway. Now, you have I want to say 15 here. I'll have all the tools needed. A 15 here. That appears to be about an 8 on the ball joint. This is the ball joint. I bought the entire assembly. So I got to disconnect the ball joint from the knuckle housing. I should be able to do it without taking the brakes loose. If not, I'm going to take the caliper off and move it out the way. But I'm going to see if I can replace this without, with one less step. So I got to take the upper ball joint motor loose. And then the bottom strut mount right here. And sometimes you have to take the mount itself apart in order to slide the strut out. Show you what I'm talking about. You have the strut up here. You have the 4 bolts here, and the strut mount housing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Already been taken out. It's separated from the top of the car. Now what you have to do is unbolt this, because your strut actually sits in the knuckle or the bracket. And then you have another nut and bolt here, which looks like it's 9/16 or 14. One, the standard one is metric. All right. You may have to take this bolt out, which 9 times out of 10 we do, and which calls for a 9/16 socket and a 9/16 wrench. Yeah, it looks like 9/16. Could be a 15, but I think it's 9/16 or even 14 in metric. All right. So I have this bolt, unloosen this bolt, which would allow unloosen this bolt, unloosen this bolt, and it will allow this knuckle or this bracket to slide down out the way, and unbolt the upper ball joint, knock the ball joint loose. This should move out the way, the whole hub assembly, knuckle, brake caliper, rotor, etc., etc. I should be able to move it forward and drop this down. See if we can cut this down in steps. Cut a couple steps out of this. So let me get this set up back on the tripod. Like that. Let me back it up a little bit. Make sure y'all can see. Now y'all gotta excuse me because I'm double recording actually. All right. Y'all good over here on live stream? Oh, 23 people. How you doing? You doing all right? So am I. All righty. So let's see what we got. I think we have I want to say 9/16 and 18. Actually, there's my 18 right here. Oh, it's probably going to be a 19. But first, those of you over here for this channel, you have to take that cotter key out of there. It's cotter key in there. Cotter key. All right. Have to take that cotter pin out of there, which calls for pair of pliers, needle noses, preferably pair of pliers, flathead screwdriver, sometimes a Phillips screwdriver, and maybe a hammer if it don't want to come out easy. So let's go ahead. Crazy thing. That cotter key broke, but it's still not out. Okay. Let me grab a nail. A screwdriver. Not a screwdriver, a hammer. Excuse me. Let me grab a hammer. Da, 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 da. There we go. There's a hammer. There's a smaller Phillips screwdriver. Because it's like a teardrop hole at the end. I got some new ones, so I'll give you a picture of them. Now, I'm working and I'm videoing. Please don't speak to me right now. Thank you. So, what you want to do is you have to get that cotter key out of there. If you don't get that cotter key out of there, you're not going to get that ball joint. So sometimes, yeah, you have to improvise. All right. Majority of the times they don't come out. If y'all can hear me, I'm over here on the other side of the garage. Sometimes they don't come out. Like I said, you have to improvise and figure out the best way to get them out. And what I'm about to do is I'm about to grab some vice grips. As long as you got enough lip or enough of biting surface. Tighten your vice grips down and pry it a certain way, and guess what? It'll come right out. Readjust, pull it some more, straighten it back out, readjust, it'll come straight out. Of course it was broke. Hey, never mind. I got new ones. Now, I think that is a 19. Yep, 19 millimeter. So let me back the camera up. This camera. Make sure y'all can see it. Because what I'm going to do, because it is pretty tight, I'm going to, before using my, actually I probably won't even use my air tool on this. I'll hand ratchet this. I want to break it loose. Get your 19 millimeter. So your ball joint nut on this is a 19 millimeter. All right. Lefty loosey. Righty tighty. I'm going to the left. Whoa. It's always a mess when you're trying to do things and explain to people. But it is what it is. Actually, try not to drop your damn tools. You know, when a lot of this stuff is factory, it's gonna be tough getting off sometimes. All right. And in some cases, what makes it a little bit easier is penetrating oil. Making sure my camera's still going over here. That's the important one over there. It's penetrating oil. So, let me see. Let's do something else. Let's see if my impact will fit. Nope. I was trying to get away and cheat with my impact, but of course that's not gonna work. So, and actually at this moment, because actually I'm unprepared, I gotta do this, so I'm doing it now. And I don't know where my penetrating oil is. Penetrating oil, WD-40. Yeah, no, lubrication. All right. So anyway, let me just continue. 19. Get that off of there. Now the new assembly, of course, comes with it's the whole assembly. So in most cases, what you want to do is lower, unscrew the bolt enough to take your hammer or something, or you could use a pickle fork. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find my pickle fork. Pickle fork. What's the pickle fork? We are looking for our pickle fork. And actually, I seen it earlier, but I don't even know where I seen it. That's why I'm in the process. Oh, there you go, right there. Hopefully this is the right size one. And need to find my grown man hammer. It's actually better to have a grown man hammer and not a little hammer. But I seem to don't know where it's at, and I just had it. I got the little hammer. Let me see if the little hammer will work. I prefer. Alrighty, this keeps cutting off here. We'll co-mingle these videos and figure this out. But you take your pickle fork. Alright. Put it in between the ball joint and the knucklehead. What is a pickle fork? Don't ask me why they call it a pickle fork. Because it's under pressure. It's done. It broke it loose. It goes from small to big so that it locks in when you tighten it down. So the top of the ball joint is unbolted. Okay? Now what we have is the lower, which I believe, actually, it's a 15 millimeter, both of them. So, and which one should I go with first? Well, it's 15 on one side. I think it's gonna be 18 on. They didn't mess my whole damn live up. They didn't mess my whole damn live up. I'm thinking my live's still good. Well, I don't I don't know what didn't happen. I thought I put a full battery in here now. I need to take I need to take the new strut and the old bracket and mount them back together and get it back in there and bolt it back together. Just that easy. Let me go swap batteries because I got 3 batteries. I thought this one was fully charged. Let me go swap batteries and review the camera footage because if I miss something before I put it back on, I want to recap on that so that you all know. All right. In the beginning of this video on the DIY channel will be every tool you need to do this job. All right. I'm going through it right off the top. So I'll back with y'all on this end in a minute. And I got a live stream going. Let me handle that real quick. All right, who's still in the to the recording that I'm doing for my This is what it is. I forgot to turn off Wi-Fi because I'm at the back of the house and I don't have my Wi-Fi extender hooked up for as my I don't have my Wi-Fi extender hooked up in the garage. I need to go in the house and bring it back out here. And I know when I need to come out here, when I need to do some work out here and I'm alive, I need to turn off my Wi-Fi. All right, and I forgot to do that. So I don't know how much has been caught here. I'm gonna end this live as well because I had some issues with my camera and it kept shutting off on me after so many minutes. I think it was 10 minutes. But at the end of the day, everybody, let me see, is my lens dirty? The strut, there's no strut. There's no strut. Here go the bracket, which you have to reuse. There go the new strut. And of course, here's the old strut. All right. So I got to go in the house and review the camera, the footage on my DSLR and make sure that I didn't miss a phase because I didn't know the camera had shut off. And at the same time, my damn stream was shutting up. So I'm going to have to go mingle some shit, but I got to go review it, get back at it. It's time for me to get the strut back in. That's a fact. Look. I think I see a app. All right. Thank you, BJ. Appreciate that for the DIY. Appreciate that, sis. I appreciate that. All right. So I'm going to go review this and review my way easier with air tools. Hell yeah, it is. I own every tool you damn near need. Finax. All right. Now, look, all this is off. It's ready. Some people tear all this off. I didn't. It just take a little bit of extra oomph. Why do all this extra? Why do that if you don't have to? Why take off 3 more things when you don't have to? I just showed you don't have to. And let me end this, go in the house, wash my hands, review my camera footage. Batteries on my came out with a non-full charge battery. Let me see what I got. And if I didn't catch everything I needed to catch with the DSLR, I'm just going to have to kind of walk them through what happened. I need to see what I got. With that being said, give me a minute. I'll be right back. Probably about 15, 20 minutes. All right? I'll be right back. All right? And notice, I could have been had this job done, but I'm trying to explain to y'all how to do it. Why you don't wear gloves, Drew? Look. I got rubber gloves in my pocket somewhere. I got rubber gloves. I got other gloves. My ass just don't be using this shit. It's easier, man. It's a restriction for me. But anyway, which is dumb. I don't even know it sounds dumb, but oh well. But let me get my tools back in the garage, shut my garage, and let me go in the house and review this footage, wash my hands, review this footage on my DSLR, and make sure that it's not something that I need to go over before I start putting it back together. Because it's time for me to put this hub bearing back together. True Freeman 317. Catch y'all in a minute.